Well, hello there, my dear children of the apocalypse. How are we doing today? Welcome to one of the age-old questions, which is, why does dating suck when you're a guy? This was my mentality for many, many years. I remember being in high school, being a video game addict, spending most of my time introverted in my little bubble of War Thunder, and not really having the confidence to talk to women. And I kept asking myself the question, why is the world so unfair that I as a man have to do all the work? Rather, I should say I was a boy, because I wasn't a man back then, I was just a tiny little boy. But I thought, how unfair is it? I have to do, I have to approach the woman, I have to risk rejection, I have to go through the process of asking her out, again, risk getting rejected, I have to take her out on a date, I have to go make the first move, I have to pay for everything that we do, again, risk getting rejected, I kept feeling like it was so much pressure on being a man and doing all these things when, women seemingly just get to sit there and enjoy the ride. And I was getting very frustrated by it. Now, I don't know when this change happened, but there was a conversation I had with myself where I realized that what men actually have is a supreme advantage to everything when it comes to dating, precisely because of this. You see, luck is when opportunity meets preparation. And the biggest benefit that you have as a man in this, supposed problem, in this disadvantage, which is, oh no, I have to ask her out. I have to choose where we're going to go. I have to make the first move. This is actually an advantage. And the reason it's an advantage is because you get to craft it whichever way you want. Think about it. You can invite a woman at any time, anywhere, at any given hour. You get to craft the way the date is going to go. So plan the date out the way that it makes sense. As a man, you literally have the opportunity to create the date of your dreams. You get the opportunity to say, okay, we're going to meet in this bar, we'll have this specific drink, we'll be there for 30, 45 minutes, then we'll go for a walk to this specific spot. This will be a romantic position. This is where I'll be able to, maybe make a first move. It'll be optimal because I get to, get close to her, maybe show her that, oh, look at that star over there, or there's the castle over there. You create the scenario. You're basically the director of the movie. I can't believe I'm saying this, but you are Quentin Tarantino with a foot fetish on the set of his own movie saying, you, Salma Hayek, are going to sit here and you're going to take your beautiful foot and you're going to shove it up the person who's going to be sitting on that chair. And then you sit yourself down in that chair. And you're like, surprise. Now, obviously, I don't have a foot fetish. Never will, hopefully, but... Now, obviously, I'm not Quentin Tarantino, but the reality of the matter is that you get to create the scenario, you get to craft the story. It's almost like I told you, you get to create the dream, right? And I think that's such a beautiful thing. So I can never look at it as a disadvantage ever again. Obviously, it takes some work. Obviously, there are days when I too would prefer if a woman would take the leash and just say, okay, hey, I like you, I want to take you out for pizza, I want to just, choose what movie we're going to watch and take some of that stress away. I understand it. But that comes later. I think that comes in a relationship when both people are a little bit more comfortable with one another. But in the beginning, when it comes to the chase, when it comes to the thrill, when it comes to you as a man trying to go after a woman, there's no other way to do it than to create a perfect scenario. In fact, one of the things that I recommend young men do if they're really uncomfortable with dating is just figure out what spot you're comfortable with, right? And choose about 2 or 3 spots like that. Is there a restaurant or a bar that you enjoy going to? Take girls there. Is there a nice viewing spot where you go walking or cycling, or you just like sitting on a bench somewhere? Take her there, right? And combine the two. You want to create a scenario that enables the date to go by smoothly and make it more comfortable, not just for you, but for the woman. For women, this is quite stressful. They're the weaker sex. They're going out on a date sometimes with a complete stranger. They are being wined and dined. They're being obliterated nowadays with attention. And in order for you to stand out, you have to create a very, very good scenario. Because trust me, if you're not going to do it, some other guy will. And you're in constant competition with all the other men. Whether it's for women, or for business, or, in sports, you're always in some type of competition. Hell, that's what makes us guys so addicted to video games. It's because it's a competitive world. And so I want to beat you. And the same way that I'm going to beat you in a game, I'll beat you when it comes to your girl. I'll beat you when it comes to getting sports. I'll beat you when it comes to making money. I'll beat you when it comes to being a better speaker, to having bigger muscles, to being more, to getting more sleep. Like, you want to beat people, but you also want to give them and craft them a beautiful story. Every video that you watch has a story, has an audio level. It takes you on a journey. That same experience you want to give to a person when you're on a date with them. And it doesn't have to be complicated. A lot of the dates that I've had that I enjoyed the most, if described, you'd think, what even is that? Just going for a walk, just sitting somewhere, just chatting, going for a ride, listening to music. It doesn't have to be complicated. I think men inherently are overthinkers, and you start thinking, oh, but I've got to take it to this restaurant, and I've got to order all these things, and get the finest wine, and you don't have to. Sometimes it's not about what you do or how you do it. It's the context with which, is the emotion which you convey. Again, it goes back to creating a story. The first impression is extremely important, and so you want to give the woman a nice experience so that she can remember that date. And you never know, because the woman you go on a date with could later become the mother of your children. And it would be nice to have a good story to tell about how you met, how your first experiences was. But at the end of the day, it really won't matter, because what could be cool today might be cringe tomorrow. What you might find entertaining today, you might find really just boring later. But try to live in the moment and don't overthink it. What we have as men when it comes to dating that most people view as a disadvantage, what most people view as a problem, is just not. And I keep going back to the video from Jocko, and when I hear the word problem, I immediately respond with the word good. And I think if you make that a mantra, if you make that a way that you go through life, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. And always reacting to it that way. Because here's the real pain. You will get rejected. You will get stood up. You will get friend-zoned. You will get ghosted. You will be flaked on. You will be told you're not attractive. You will be made feel you're unattractive. You will maybe feel unneeded, and you will maybe be told that you're unneeded. You will go through all the emotions that exist on the spectrum of emotions when it comes to trying to find the love of your life. And we're all searching for it. And most are stressing out over it way too much. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's about you having fun in the moment. So when it comes to problems, not just in dating, but in general, view them as something good. View them as a positive. Because at the end of the day, without problems, what purpose has a man got? Think about that. Till next time, take care and safe flying.